Hi, you are listening to Rocklaz Radio,
a podcast discussing inspiring personalities and interesting things. This is your host, Tanmay Shah.
Tanmay is an India-based NFT artist and an entrepreneur with diverse business experience.
This podcast is self-sponsored.
The best way to support this show is to buy his art, NFTs. You can also become his patron. Kindly share this episode on socials and with your friends.
Welcome to another episode of Rocklaz Radio. Let us explore the Metaverse. On today's episode, we have Miss Bitpixi. She is the face of Cryptovoxels. This episode is unique as we have two segments. In the second segment, we will be visually exploring the Cryptovoxels. So I would suggest the audio listeners to hop on to YouTube to see the visuals. All the timestamps have been given in the description. First 30 listeners to write to me on Twitter saying, I just heard Bitpixi at Rocklaz Radio will win this cool Cryptovoxels wearable. It's a learner's hat designed by Bitpixi herself.
I'm Bitpixi, and I work at Cryptovoxels. I'm a UX designer, that's user experience designer, but I also ended up doing a lot of the community management. So I became kind of the face of the company for now. The CEO is Ben Nolan, who people may be familiar with as well. He founded the company in 2018. So we're a pretty operational metaverse compared with some other ones that are in, alpha release, or they are a little bit newer. So maybe they don't have as much functionality. But yeah, we want to be accessible, and you can log in on mobile. You can use VR headset. You can use your regular web browser, and people like that. It's the thing they like the most. You just click the link and get right in. It works on old devices most of the time. There's always an exception some days when it's a very popular event that we might get some lag, but we have an amazing team that's growing 3 times the size to improve the scaling. And the first time there's been non-engineers, so we've got marketers, we've got other designers coming on. I started employing more builders in the world, and yeah, it's just growing more than we imagined.
So, Cryptovoxels was my first introduction to Metaverse as well. I'm an NFT creator, and we used to hang out in Clubhouse and then have some sessions, have some party, or just walk around in Metaverse in Cryptovoxels. There were even friends who did their New Year's party on Cryptovoxels. So it is easy in that way that you don't need much to log in. You can just log in with a link, and it's easy to access, easy to view. You can even put up your galleries there. So taking a step back, how what is Metaverse, and how is the future, and how can people get into that, and what benefit does it bring to this IRL real life world?
Okay, there's a couple things that I think are really important. We as humans are very, whether we admit or not, we're very tangential. Like, we exist in a 3D world in real life. A lot of websites and experience being online has been on what I call the flat glowing rectangle. So I see the future of Metaverse as feeling more 3D, which is a bit more natural, and eventually going into like mixed reality headsets so that it's more blended in with our regular world. So that's a big vision, a big, future vision that I have. No, I forgot the question.
So for people who are not still on Metaverse, or for them it is just a very techie thing,
Ah,
how can they get into Metaverse?
okay.
For the
Okay.
noobs, as you say.
Yeah. So if you think of it like a website, it's kind of like, and you buy website hosting to create a website. It's similar. You buy a parcel and you can put whatever you want in there, and people can go and have their little avatar, and they can dance and wave and chat and interact with others. You can interact with the objects in the room. You can watch, like, there's something so special about like watching YouTube or just a movie with your friends in the metaverse. It feels like you're really at a movie theater with them, and this is the point I'm getting at. It's just, um, making the internet more immersive. And the other part about it is there's ownership over your assets, and you can create wearables. You can get started, like there's public collections you could submit to for free for these wearables people buy for their avatar. You can even get started building for free in the free spaces. Like, we are one of the only metaverses that's on a freemium plan that doesn't require you to get started by spending 16 grand, right? so so yeah, there's accessibility there, and you can create galleries. We've had live music performances, live dance, games. There's writers in there sharing, like, creating fiction and lore. There's all kinds of groups coming together from across the world.
So,
Yeah.
in fact, what I have understood, or what I've read, is all that we do in the real world is possible in the metaverse. There is scope for architects to build things. There are designers who can design the wearables for others. There are artists who can create NFTs or artworks for those designed homes or offices. There is something for everybody there. There is music. There are DJs and party. There are some video games. There was a video game, I don't remember the name, but my younger brother used to play, which had similar cubes in it, and you can build with them.
Probably
What?
Minecraft.
Yeah,
Minecraft.
Minecraft. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. Our
gamers
look
can come in.
is like Minecraft. It's the voxel. Voxels are like pixels, but they're 3D, so they're cubes, and that's what the name voxels means.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and crypto, because it is decentralized. So cryptovoxels.
Yes, yes, and that's the other point I wanted to say is when you're playing a regular video game, you might pay for the game, and then you might pay for extra characters and stuff, but you don't own that. You can't resell those clothes. I mean, some ways you could, but it's much easier to create the microeconomies in this metaverse. And you go to shops there, just like real life. There's real life objects and um, clothes and stuff you can create there. So, mhm.
So skins and other things remain in the game, but in crypto voxels and in metaverse, you can actually own that and trade that, and you can have the historical evidence of that. So this is metaverse, and there are many other platforms. So when people think of internet, there is one internet everywhere. But when people think of metaverse, some people still don't know what is a metaverse. But there are actually different metaverses, different companies having different metaverse. So, can you compare crypto voxels with what others are providing, and uh, what is there to explore?
Sure. Well, I'm a big fan of interoperability, which means that maybe these metaverses can work together somewhat rather than only competing with each other. We're in talks with Decentraland about some kind of reward system for exploring, like, oh, you visited this island, you learned how to fly, you got your first costume, and it would be kind of a cross collaboration of like an onboarding experience through the different metaverses. And Portal, eventually I think we'll be portaling through to the other the other sites. So Decentraland, it has a different look to it. It's not cubes, it's like low poly a bit more triangular. There's some big open spaces that you can run in. I don't think they have flying. Our CEO actually used to work for Decentraland originally before he made Cryptovoxels. So it came a little bit before. And then there's the Sandbox, which is another in the top 5. They are voxel based, but they are very early, right? They're still building it out. They're doing some alpha release. I like that they are more game centric. It feels like a little bit more tools to create games easily, but we also have like custom scripting you can do, or easy. You don't need to know code. You could do an animation, or you can create teleports to different places. You can make objects and hide clues in the description, or make a scavenger hunt like really easily. So what else is there? Somnium Space is another one. They run on Unity, I believe, so it's a bit more polished. And then Substrata. Substrata works with a lot of file types, and it was made by someone who used to work at Cryptovoxel named Nick. It's Ben's best friend, Nick. So Substrata, I always recommend to people when they want to put their 3D sculptures in that are OBJ files, other files than voxel. It's a nice place. And then there's this new one coming out. I mean, I don't know how built out they will eventually become, but it's called Southside City, and it's like the Grand Theft Auto version of Metaverse, like no rules and I don't know, more how do you say, city life. So yeah, every metaverse has a different feeling and a different look, and it just depends. You just try out different ones and see which one feels good to you. Maybe make some friends in one of them. You don't have to stick with one. You can hang out different places, but I pretty much spend all my time in Cryptovoxels now.
So
Yeah.
how did you join? And how did you join Cryptovoxels, and now you have become the face of it?
So
Tell us about your journey.
Sure. I was in the clubhouse rooms, kind of like you mentioned, talking about NFTs. I knew about NFTs since 2017. I owned CryptoKitties. And so on the clubhouse, there was a room called the Room About Nothing. And someone in it said, what if pizza was free? And we created a Rare Pizzas DAO to all the artists made NFTs about pizza, and half the sales went to the artist and half went to this treasury that would feed free pizza all around the world. So I was told that the kind of creator of this had Cryptovoxels land and that I could try building in it. At the time, I was taking a Unity class with New York University, and it's it's more difficult. Like I got into the builder in Cryptovoxels and I was like, oh, this is easy. I can do this much easier than Unity, and which is a game engine. Yeah, it felt more like Minecraft. Like I'm just placing and deleting blocks and putting up pictures like that. But the more you get into it, like the more complicated it can, in a good way. Like you can get more detailed, you can learn more. So I love building in there. I build a pizzeria for the pizza group, and we raised about $500,000 in 3 months for the free pizzas. That and I guess the other about $500,000 went to the artists. Roughly.
500,000. Wow.
Yeah, something like that. Like big number. So we had a party. We had a party in the metaverse, a pizza party there, and pizza party in real life. I just gave them my receipt, and they paid me back in Ethereum. Yeah, so that was I saw the power of the community, just people getting together, doing something random and fun for the whole world, like feeding people in different countries, and then being able to log on and feel like you're there with them in the metaverse was just blowing my mind. So this is how I started in there. And yeah, eventually I saw a lot of bugs and issues with the site as I was using it. And my background is UX design, so I applied because I wanted to help them. And yeah, that's about it.
So, since the pizzerias and now you are the face of the Cryptovoxels, how do you see the community growing in Cryptovoxels, and what are the how is it going to look going forward in 6 months or a year?
Sure. Well, we have moved on from originally the world was just black and white, if you can imagine, and there was no water. It was just branching out from the origin point, origin city. And then they made islands, but the islands were kind of, even when they added color, the islands were kind of plain and they were after the names of cities. But then it started evolving to have themes, especially when I jumped on. I really like to create inspiration for people to start making stuff. And these themed islands were interesting to develop communities around different things people like or different environments they like. One of them was Igloo, which was the first time we added snow and the ground was white instead of the, I don't know, boring gray color or something. So it was snowing. We added ice skating rinks, snowmen, snowballs. We had common parks, which we didn't used to have. Another theme was, let's see, flora. Flora was all vegetation and a bunch of trees there before you would buy the place, which people like because they don't like moving into a spot and having their neighbors buy up all the land around them and not build anything. So it was nice for them having some parks. Scarcity Island will be the last one I mentioned for now. It's the first time I wanted to add the gaming elements like officially, and the first time we had basements. Now we didn't want to tell people there were basements, but let them discover it. So I went around and I hid all these voxel files like gems, treasure chest. I made some story about gnomes. So there's like some gnome anvils and crafting, kind of like Minecraft. And then I let people buy and discover that there was a basement. They accidentally erase the block and dig down. They find this object and they get it as an NFT in their wallet, and they get assigned a different like gnome faction: air, earth, water, fire, cyberpunk, dark. And then they get coins for their suburb, gold, silver, or bronze, that let them vote on different initiatives. And the gold get more vote and the silver get some votes. So we were testing some tokenomics and governance for the first time as well, which is like decentralized, right? Yeah.
So talking about voting and decentralized, is Cryptovoxels run by a DAO, or how is?
It's not. So it's still technically a company, but we are doing more research and development to continuously give more power to the owners and the creators in the world. It's becoming more and more like open source, and upcoming is a renting protocol, token gating, which means only certain people with a certain NFT can enter your parcel. We added a limited multiplayer to the free spaces, so 5 people can meet in your free area. Anyone can make that free area. Just giving a lot more options to people. And as far as the voting goes, like one of the votes will be to change the road color. Now, eventually we want to automate that, where people could elect like a town hall representative for their suburb, and they would be able to have the admin privileges and actually change the road color themselves, which would be more like a DAO. But there's a lot of coding to be done to be able to automate it. So it will take a couple years, but I think we are moving more towards the owners of the land like being able to do all this stuff themselves, and that would be great to see it. Mm-hmm.
What we see now is a mannequin kind of thing, or what the art students have to paint from. It's like a white mannequin. Your avatar is a white mannequin. So is there a way to, for free users, to change that or improve that? Or is there a way that in future that people can have their own virtual avatars?
Yeah, so right now, anyone can make their own character using the software called Magica Voxel. And it's a software by F. Tracy, EPHTRACY. And then you can even erase that default avatar's body parts or whole body and replace it with your creation in the cube voxels. So you can be almost anything. I have one outfit where I am a cardboard box and I just fly around as a box. In the future, though, we are trying to figure out VRM files, and those look more round and flexible when you see them. They're not as QB, if you want to say that. And it would just give more power towards the profile picture projects, those 10K NFT projects where you can buy an avatar. People are saying, when can I use my avatar in the metaverse? And we are trying to make that possible and make it easier. You can still recreate the avatar with voxels, or if you're given a vox model from the company you bought from, you still have to do some steps like breaking up the different parts and reapplying them onto the skeleton of that mannequin. So we're just trying to think of ways that we can make that easier for someone just to come in and have their avatar NFT and use that, use it across different metaverses. So that's the goal. But again, it's pretty technically challenging, especially to recognize, like, to look at a wallet and say, oh, this person owns this specific avatar and we only want that person to use it. I don't know if I can't name a metaverse I know that does that. You still have to like upload your own file. Even if you've purchased it, it's like download, upload. In the future, I think there will be a way to just sign in with your wallet and it will see that character and automatically apply it. But I don't think any developer is quite there yet. Yeah.
So you can have one wallet, one avatar, and whatever metaverse you go in, that avatar comes with you. So something like that also could be possible. So how can people invest or buy in or be a part of this development?
Sure. Well, we don't have a token right now. So what you can do for investment is purchasing land. Certain land, people like the waterfronts, like on the water sometimes. They like, if they're hosting music events, you're going to look for a bigger volume parcel. Some people think Origin City is more valuable because it's the first place that was made. Some people find the newer island to be more valuable because you get it at a lower primary market price and you can flip it a little more easily as well. There's more activity there when it's new. New people are building on it more actively. So you could look at a value from different angles. We have an open data API, so there are also some third-party companies that try and evaluate price based on like previous sales or location, volume. But it's more than just like holding and flipping land. You can make money while you are on the land hosting events, selling your goods and services on there, showing your NFT art gallery and selling things that way, selling the avatar wearables. Like one time I made a piece of cheese, okay? It's just a piece of cheese. And someone bought 300 copies, which was 2 Ethereum, okay? So
Wow.
that's a lot of money, and it's because I put in this description that they could redeem a 3D print from me of the cheese and I would send it to them. But the buyer was very anonymous in their profile, and I thought surely they're gonna send me an email or something asking for their cheese to redeem. But I never heard from them, and I kept posting like, "Who bought all the cheese?"
So did anybody claim it at the end of?
No, I've never heard from them yet. But yeah, I at first, when I first joined, I never thought I would be able to afford a parcel, but weird things like this, selling wearables or custom commissions and custom galleries for people, that made so much money. Actually, probably would be making more money creating the buildings for people than I do actually working at the company. but I just love working for them to help the overall business. Yeah.
But in the long term, people will be looking forward to be a part of the company. Like 5, 10 years down the line, you'll be like, good, I was with the company and not with of course, you are a stakeholder now. So this process of buying and selling, where is this possible and how to do you create those as obj files and put it up on OpenSea, or how do you create and where do you sell?
Okay. So the avatar wearables have to be minted through our website, cryptovoxels.com, which is rebranding on May 4th to Voxels, just Voxels. So it will be voxels.com. And I can send the links to you later to share with
Absolutely.
people
I will
about,
add it in the show notes.
yeah.
So,
Nice.
are you rebranding the whole crypto voxel into voxels?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, but for the start, there would just be a logo change and some small change to the website. We don't want to look too different because we don't want people to think that we are like not who we say we are. Yeah, so Cryptovoxels officially will be changing to Voxels. Um, and for land, you would go on right now, cryptovoxels.com/buy, BUY. But then it will be voxels.com/buy. And that will be the primary auctions. The land is sold in Dutch auction, which means that over the course of like 2 days, it starts at a higher price and it slowly goes down to a lower price. And you have to buy with Ethereum, hopefully before someone else buys it. Usually the price goes down to now as low as zero point 0.7 Ethereum. They start at different prices depending on their volume or if they're near the water or if they have a basement. So it can range. Now it's ranging from starting around 1.5 or 2 Ethereum, or even some of them have been starting around 10 Ethereum now that we have these huge parcels on Andromeda Island. And strangely, people complained when we started selling them much cheaper than that. And I guess there was some economics that messed up for the people at the islands before. So we raised the price a bit. I never heard users asking for a higher price, but it was unusual. But I think it makes sense. It just depends when you get in the market. So the buy low, sell high is always changing. So you have to watch long term. Like when Cryptovoxels started, the
When did it
parcel
start?
in 2018, and the parcels were only $50 or $100 US dollars, which is not even a gas transaction now.
Exactly.
So cheap. Um, so economics is a whole other talk and discussion. That's not my expertise, but a lot of people chat about it in the Discord and on Twitter. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
Discord is a very active place. If you want to see the whole Cryptovoxels community, I will add a link to that as well. That's where I got in touch with Bitpixi. So you mentioned about Ethereum. Do you have plans to get it on Polygon like layer 2? Because Sandbox and other Decentraland have already done tie-ups with Polygon.
Yeah, so our wearables are already shifted from Ethereum to Polygon, the avatar wearables. So most people sell those on Polygon. I don't know if this year we would change the parcel or have more options, but I know we've discussed that briefly. So it's possible, and we even have requests from people about other chains such as Solana, but we have to look into that technology because we are mostly people who live and breathe Ethereum, so we need to learn more about the other chains and implement them as we learn the technology, such as Tezos as well. A lot of people want support for hanging up their NFT in the gallery and having a nice like pop-up display that comes up that we have for Ethereum NFTs, but they want that for Tezos and Polygon Matic and Solana. Right now, the workaround is to put the image and add the link to the marketplace manually. So you can click on it and it'll pop up with a link, but it doesn't have a nice display. And this is due to like OpenSea. OpenSea is a common NFT marketplace, and they have an API that we use for Ethereum. Suddenly, there is a new API called Alchemy API, which we are trying to build with to make those nice displays for the other chains. And as more of that comes out to become easier, I think it's a possibility that we could go more layer 2.
So how does one create a gallery in Cryptovoxels? I have a gallery on Cyber, and that is pretty easy to explore. But once I visited a friend's gallery, it is not as intuitive as on Cyber.
Right.
What are the benefits of a Cryptovoxels? And but I like the point that it was multi-story, and I could meet other people around me who are exploring that with me. I also like the fact that they were able to put in images other than NFTs in the gallery. You can fly to the other floors, upper floors, and see the other venues. So these are fun aspects about the Cryptovoxels gallery. So
As far as on Cyber, there's a new island coming up called Architect Island, where they will all be pre-built galleries. And that way, if someone's more used to on Cyber or Monaverse, where someone else has made the gallery, you get in there, you right click and swap out your images or your NFTs. And they also give you like furniture packs and stuff. So you can, most builders are
people
going
can
to,
sit down. People can
yeah.
sit down and watch the water.
You can use the sitting pose. Yeah, so we'll have more like homes, ones like offices, ones like museums, and you can still customize it a little bit, but it's more turnkey ready. And my team was curious. They thought Bitpixi, no one will want this, and I said, well, our builder is not the easiest. It like I said, it's easier than Unity, but for someone who just doesn't want to spend their time on that, Architect Island might be really useful. And we have people who are in real architecture school or working with real architecture firms who are cross collaborating with Metaverse. They say it's fun because you don't have to work with gravity in the Metaverse. Like you could build a building that's kind of upside down in a way.
Yeah.
Let me think. Okay, so the builder in general, we have a wiki that I will also give you the link to with some step-by-step tutorials that's not obvious when you go on our website how to find it. And I will improve that when I improve our website this year. And we'll improve our tutorials. We're going to add some tutorial stations in the world. So when you first log in the center, you will be greeted by someone, like a greeting center, and some tutorials there, as well as asking in our Discord or learning from others, or asking on Twitter, well, how do I drop these blocks, and how do I add an image feature? Yeah. So more is coming to make it easier.
With YouTube videos, people can definitely check that out, and I'll add those links. Mark Zuckerberg had commented, and there was a whole talk when he put that video about Metaverse and Facebook's Meta. So he showed people playing cards and chilling, having meetings there. How is that possible, or is that possible in Cryptovoxels?
Oh, yeah. Because we allow for scripting, there are some people who have made card games and chess and platform jumping games, but it requires a little bit advanced scripting. Luckily, there's the public asset library where some people just share their scripts for free with others as well. Like the voxels, if you created a table, you can open source that table for anyone to use using the public asset library. So those game type scripts, we will be improving those just for non-coders so that they can just do a couple clicks and have their more interactive elements to their parcel. Yeah.
And what about the aspect where you put on those virtual goggles and then see? Is that necessary, or would that make any change in the experience?
Yeah. Some people feel like it makes a huge difference, especially in some galleries that are designed to feel like you're in a 360, like surrounded by some kind of environment. Um, yeah, so I actually haven't I have an Oculus, okay, but I've had very little time to actually jump in and hang out in Cryptovoxels with my Oculus because I have to keep an eye on my toddler. Um, so I won't give too much away, but there will be some announcement at NFT NYC in June by the CEO, Ben Nolan. I'll just say like some kind of improvement to the virtual headset experience that will be coming. Yeah.
So when we talked about different islands on in crypto voxel, is there a limitation to the land, or how the scarcity aspect of the land, or can you just keep building and creating new islands and new
So
universes?
yeah. Well, theoretically, it could be infinite. The map does have a limitation, but you could make parallel worlds forever. Uh, and that's what we were going for a long time. However, when people were getting into looking at rarity tools, Rarity Sniper with their other NFTs that have a limited number, it's a bit easier to it's a bit easier for economists to kind of conceptualize value when there is a cap. So this year we have created a limit to the number of parcels. That would be 70,000. So in comparison, Decentraland has 90,000, and I believe Sandbox has around 160,000. So we're more rare essentially. But right now there's only about 7,000 parcels, so about 10%, and we're going to get to 15% by the end of this year. So yeah, we're minting pretty slowly in a way, and the reason for that, instead of having all the land available at the start, like other metaverses do, is it gives us more flexibility to improve each island and make those new themes and kind of be our own artists and as the team. Of course, we also take a lot of inspiration from the community and listen to everyone's ideas and everyone's complaints, and we really take it to heart and try and make the stuff that people want to see. And yeah, so the slower minting allows us to experiment and do that where people are asking for a certain type of theme or features. So we're always trying to add new features all the time, maybe too many features. Yeah.
You talked about minting land. Where can one go and mint land? On the website
Oh,
itself?
so when I say mint land, it means that a new island appears on the map. Like the team mints the land, but then people buy it
Yeah, I
in
mean, where can
the
people buy?
oh, sorry.
Uh,
So either OpenSea on the secondary market, you can go to OpenSea, or you can go on cryptovoxels.com/buy, BUY, for the primary sales, and
primary.
they're about once a week, or maybe once every couple of weeks. We kind of change it. But if you keep the notifications on Twitter, you will see right when they put the land on sale. And that was always my favorite way of buying land before I joined the company. Just paying attention to Twitter. But we're trying to think about ways, like not everyone's on Twitter, so we're trying to think of other communication channels. I know Ben is actually working on his own social network now called Yo Folk. He's on vacation and but he can't stop coding. So he made this little social network. And it does have a token called Folk, FOLK. And it's used for tipping for a good post. It's pretty basic. Yeah, I'm getting a bit off topic.
Where is Ben from?
New Zealand. New
So
Zealand.
he's based in New Zealand, and he worked for a Decentraland before Cryptovoxels, right?
Yes. Yes. And
So
before that, other metaverse companies too. So he's always innovating, and he's he's the CEO of Cryptovoxels, and he's doing sometimes experimental projects on the side, like maybe 10% of the time. And that really helps him to invent new stuff that may or may not become integrated with Cryptovoxels. Yeah.
That's what they do at Google as well. So they have their main projects, and then 40, it's a 40-60 ratio, I guess. So 40% of the time they have to work on other personal projects. So that's how they get so many different apps in Google. I think Google Map or some other apps was created with such system. So I'm pretty sure that many I can imagine how many parallel products or projects or utilities can come out of such kind of ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
So this in crypto voxels, which is the oldest metaverse?
You mean the oldest island?
Crypto voxels was made in 2018. So you
Ah,
mentioned he had worked in metaverses before that. So which are the oldest ones?
oh, I forget the names of them because I didn't recognize them as um, as popular ones. But I guess the first metaverse that I hung out in was when I was in high school. It was not on the blockchain, but it had a lot of the same principles because they had their own currency to
YouTube?
buy and sell. It was
I don't.
Second Life. Second
Yeah,
Life.
Second Life. Sorry, Second Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was hanging out in Second Life. I heard about it because they advertised. I guess they partnered with a TV show, and then I saw it on TV, and I love hanging out on the computer and in chat rooms. And so I thought, oh, I can be in a chat room, but I can see people and change my costume, and I can go hang out at the forest, at the beach, at temples, at whatever, libraries. So this was, it's a similar concept. So yeah, that was called Second Life, and I believe that was in 2006 when I was hanging out there. In about 3 months, I was spending almost all my hours in there, and I was working. I was getting an hourly wage, like working at this fake restaurant. Like you can't even eat the food, but people would come. It was just, it was wild.
So how is that in? Do you want to take a break?
Oh no, it's okay. Just my kid was running in here, but he's okay. He's with the grandparent. He's 1.5.
Okay, that's awesome. So I could. You post about them on Twitter sometimes. I've seen those images, but it's nice to see.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
the
yeah. His name is Rye, Rye. So I post not a lot, but sometimes a picture and update on like words he's learning because yeah, my partner died, so Twitter and the metaverse is kind of like the people I go to say, "Hey, my kid learned this new word." Like, so yeah, I do that occasionally, but I he hasn't made like I have a wallet for him and I collect some things for him, but he's not. I'm not making him into NFT artist or anything. He's just too young. He can't choose. I need to wait for him to choose what he wants to do, and maybe he does not want to spend his day on a computer like me. Maybe he wants to be outdoors. He loves outside.
there needs to be a balance, I guess, of both. But it's very nice to have a parent who is already into that. So if he's interested in that, he has a huge
Yeah.
scope and many things to do because he has an early start in all these things compared to
Yes.
others.
Yes. And his his late dad was also a very talented programmer and into crypto and like making trading bots, making other type of markets, and yeah, just some hardware with like data sensors and stuff. It was a lot of it was over my head, but most of my friends are engineers. But he was just so smart. So I think my kid will also be. I know
Definitely.
every parent will say that. Oh, my kid's the most talented. But yes, I must say I can't wait. I love seeing him learn new things.
I should compliment you for sharing that, because
Mm,
that is another benefit of people about community. This
yes.
you can share. You don't need to be in somebody's neighborhood. You can be across the world and still share your fun memories or fun developments from your personal life or even, of course, the professional life. So that's possible with the whole metaverse and in the community as well on the other platforms. So that's very interesting, and thanks for sharing. I will um, be I'll be in touch and see. I would love to see his progress.
Yeah, he has his own parcel in Cryptovoxels. It was on Satoshi Island, but then it moved to the Bronx Island. When I saw the Bronx Zoo, it was so amazing. It's by this voxel builder called Ogar, and there's just a lot of animation of the animals, and there's different floors you can teleport to with. Hi, baby. Oh, hi. So I saw all these animals. He loves animals, so I just had to move his place over there.
Cute. So can we can we take a tour along with you to these places? So this is even a video will be published as a YouTube video, so people can see those zoo and islands which you're talking about.
So, this is the place I was talking about just now for my son, and his favorite song is in here. It hasn't been very built out yet, but I have created some books that talk a little bit about his dad in here. And then just some random advice I wanted to give him about love and time and what he wants to do with his time and how he can observe the world. So it's very, that's why it's called a time capsule.
Wow, this is so sweet.
Yeah. So we have some of the NFTs I've collected for him here. And if we go up, it's like his little teenage bedroom in the New York City Bronx of like what I would imagine has like a little guitar and video games and toys. Pretty simple. And then you can climb up to get in right into the zoo by Ogar. So there's a lot of animation with these animals, a little cafe.
Wow.
There's a whole nother environment. And then there's the winter one here with the penguins.
This is so awesome.
Yeah. And then the next door, for when he's older, look at this dumpster. That's crazy. There's a bar, which I love the dancing in the metaverse. No one's here right now, but when someone hosts an event and we can all, here's my character here, and we can use the emotes for dancing up on the dance floor. Something like this. And you can use the emojis.
Oh, wow.
You can use a meme cube. This will show above you. There's the chat. There's Womp. So I can take, a Womp is like a picture. And I can take a picture and share it to the homepage or to my profile. And I added this onboarding guide for, excuse me, it's like F to fly or C to change the view, like how to walk, how to run, because we didn't have this before. And a lot of people who aren't gamers don't just automatically know what button to press. Yeah. So this is a link to our wiki in the support forum and the Discord.
So this is for everyone, or this is specifically for your room here or your voxel here?
For everyone on the left-hand side here, these tools, like anyone can go to any place. I also have a bar I might take you all to. That's Bitpixi's bar that I own.
Can we take a step back? So for a person who's entering Cryptovoxel, like, can you just take it from the raw website and then we can go from the island and then into this particular room?
Oh, sure. Okay, so let's go back. Here's the home page. And it's loading. there's kind of a tour showing. And you can press play now to jump into the center of the world. It's talking about trying the free builder. These are those swamps you just saw where you could jump in here or here where people are hanging out. You see the number 29 people are here right now. So I could jump in this way. I can jump into a popular parcel or an event, or I can just hit play now. So I'm going to do that. And then we spawn into Origin City.
Oh, so this is the origin city. I have been here, I guess. I think this is the first thing you see when you enter. But
Yes.
this is so much improved and better now. There's so many new things I can see here.
Yeah, this is a nice gallery here. We've got some artwork up. Yeah, there's a Stonehenge, there's a SpaceX rocket ship. Just give people a little bit more idea what this looks like. We're going to be changing.
There are other people here.
There's the CEO. We're going to be changing this parcel around by June time so that someone might be able to greet you here. Even if it's a real person or a robot, we'll have more like a welcome desk.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a bit of tutorials, but we're going to improve it. And then, yeah.
But there are some people standing behind you, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why one is in the floor. This is a glitch, but this is an anonymous person.
So are they live right now, or is it?
What's that?
Is this somebody real, or is it a thing of the parcel?
So this is someone who has logged on. They might be away from their keyboard right now because they're not responding to me. Let's see if they don't have a wallet. So you don't have to log into a crypto wallet to participate.
That's a nice thing about this, because in other platforms, I think Sandbox, it was a bit tricky to log in without you have to connect the wallet and then log in. But with this, you can be anonymous and you can just fly around and have an experience of that.
Exactly. Yeah, and then our sign-in options. I won't sign in again just for privacy, but you see we have different options like MetaMask. Facebook is a new one. We don't share, don't worry, it's not it's not tracking your all your stuff. But you can auto-generate a Taurus wallet via Facebook. This is because we were thinking, how do we get people's moms and grandma to log in? So we thought, well, maybe we can add something easier like that. So yeah, these are all the oldest parcels. So they look more plain. You'll see a lot of plain blocks here in black and white, but some people have made some advanced things. This was a holiday build contest, I believe, from December. Let's see.
Wow.
Yeah, and then these are what it looks like not built in Origin City. But like I was saying, we've since improved these wireframes so they have a theme. They aren't just plain black and white anymore on the other islands. But yeah, you can add text and pictures, animation. Got some nice icicles here. All right. What else would
Let
you like to?
us and where are those other islands, Andromeda and the couple of islands you named, and how do you travel to them?
Ah, you can fly across the whole map, or you can just go to cryptovoxels.com/map.
Maps. Okay.
And some of them are a bit farther away. There's one called Far, Far Away. It's like on the upper left, so I'm not going to scroll all the way to it. But here's.
Which one is your favorite?
Oh, that's so hard to decide. I mean, I say I live on Satoshi, but that's not my favorite. Maybe Scarcity, because I made that gaming with the gnomes on here, so it has a special place in my heart because I had to pay attention to every parcel.
Yeah, let
And
us see that. Let us see that.
Okay, yeah, let's just drop in somewhere.
So is this where your bar is as well?
No, my bar is on Satoshi, but
This is the
Scarcity.
island which you have created.
Yeah. So there's with the blank parcels, we voted. It's the one with the votes. So we voted to place some items in the blank parcels. If they had not built for about 2 or 3 months, we one of our users created these nice landforms that we added to the blank parcels. And this is an exception because usually even an admin cannot change someone's parcel unless they are a contributor. So that's still the case. Like I was a contributor, so I could hide the items into the ground.
So this is the
So
basement.
if they hadn't removed me, exactly. So that's the basement I was talking about earlier. So if they hadn't removed me as contributor, I still had the rights to change to change the land there. But usually it's not like this. Usually it's much more private. But people going into it were told that this would happen. So let's see. It's like kind of slow loading, but you will notice more of the landforms like that we've placed. Lava. Yeah. This is cool. Someone has made an office here and a nice dinner. I'll go down into, let's check out this office. Little bar. Camera.
So can the users like move them around, hold them and move them, or?
That's a good question. So there are some parcels where if it's a wearable, you can let people try it on, which they could then, it looks like they're holding it in their hand, like this cup. They could make it try on friendly. You would see it over the cup, like try it on. And then you would see me holding it in my hand. Oh, I'm anonymous right now, yes.
Do you want to log in? We can come back. Then you can show us the more features.
Try on?
Yeah, features that you can access.
Sure.
Okay, so we are in the basement. Did you go up or down?
I went down. I don't know. This might be a basement. Floor 0. I haven't explored every place yet in Cryptovoxels because it is always changing. There's no way you can see the whole place. Okay. I will stop sharing for a second and sign in. Okay. Now I will share again. Tab. Okay, so back at my bar, I have a try-on wearable here. Oops. So my one of my friends in here is from India, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he made a Krishna,
This is so cool.
a avatar of Vishnu, right? It's not
Yes.
my background, but I have been to the Hare Krishna centers in Boston and San Francisco when I lived there, and they were very nice to me. So I decided, well, I will make this little shrine, and you can try on the crown.
This is so cool. Wow.
Yeah, and it's very interactive. Like if you actually want to donate to that center, I've put a link for the donation, just like a real donation box. Yeah, yeah. And some of this food my friends made. Some of it I made. Like this one, it's like blueberries, but blue bizzles. I don't know. I just
Prashad.
made it up. I made it up. Yeah, here's a cow my friend made. This is the Krishna flute, which is part of the costume. I don't have it as try-on mode, but if you see, right-click into the builder, we could allow parcel visitor to try it on. And this will take the light baking off. So you saw that light change. Then I have to choose like where it will be attached to and what position. So I'm not going to do all that right now. But you see there's a lot of customization that you can do. You see the builder on the right here? Showing on the screen?
On the right, yes.
Okay. Yeah, these are all the types of features you can add. Audio, video, guest book that people can sign to their wallet,
Wow.
lanterns that make it neon glow, particles. These are kind of fun. Just like smoke coming up here. You can add a custom image to it.
So can we go back if somebody wants to donate there or
Yes.
wants to collect from there? Can you click the links and see how that
Yes.
goes up?
So for a person, it would look like I just click it and then I'm on the site to donate. Oops, you're only seeing my one tab. It opened a new tab. It opened a new tab and went to the donation site. And yeah, I can change that by just choosing a URL to add in the properties. And there's all these things like enable collision.
Oh,
This
so
makes,
you have added a link to ISKCON itself. Wow.
yes,
ISKCON
yes. And I
Boston.
tried to show you, but I'm only sharing one tab, and it opened in a different tab.
When you go to share, I got the idea. People can go and check out the next tab. But in this program, when you press the share screen tab, it will ask you if if you want to open another tab to
Yes.
view.
Yeah.
So, okay, got that. And from there, they can even collect these items on OpenSea and other places, right? On the primary.
Exactly. So you can press view on OpenSea, and that opened another tab that gets rights to buy it directly. You're probably not seeing that tab right now because I'm not sharing the whole screen, but it goes right there. You can purchase it.
So, how many editions are there of these?
Oh, of this one? There's one left. Yes, I think there's 7 left. And if you buy the head, then you will get all the pieces transferred. It's like
Wow.
17 pieces. But the avatar can this avatar can only hold 9 pieces, but you can change your skin color. You can choose most of the pieces to wear. Like maybe you don't need the legs. You can just color your legs orange. So you don't need all these 4 pieces, but you can use them as a sculpture in your parcel. And I kind of made him breathing here. Do you see this breathing?
Oh, wow. This is so detailed. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's very subtle. How I did that is I chose my NFT collectible here on the right, and then I did animation called scaling, and I add what's called a keyframe. So I say I want it to get bigger, like breathing chest by 0.2 meters. And I know this will probably look confusing to a beginner, but I assure you it's much easier than writing code. Yeah. So you can choose the different NFT wearables, excuse me, to either place in the parcel like a sculpture or to wear. I'm just going to take that off and it will go right back. So this is a fun way you can hold stuff in your hands this way. Like,
And what was the other tab next to OpenSea? A view collectible page. Where does that page go to? View collectible page. Like click on any item. There was one link which was for OpenSea and the other link was for view the collectible. Yeah, on the left below that. Yeah.
Page. Okay, so this one, you know what? I'm going to share the whole screen so that you can see the whole screen. Is it working? Oh, I think I might have the settings disabled for that.
You can go to this on the share screen tab. There will be 3 parameters: enter entire screen, Windows, and Brave tab.
Yeah, I can only do tab right now because of my settings.
Yeah, so you can select the tabs here. You can switch between tabs.
Ah, okay. Yes, we can do that. So what that button went to is the Cryptovoxels marketplace. So you can view it on OpenSea or you can view it here on Cryptovoxels. And then you'll see how many total, who owns what down here. And it's good because sometimes OpenSea is down. Or sometimes Cryptovoxels is down and you can go on the one or the other and you can keep buying things. So
and
yeah.
These are on Ethereum, right? People can buy them on Ethereum.
So this Krishna one in particular is on Polygon Matic.
Right.
I have multiple collections. So this one is on Ethereum. This one is on Polygon, and the bottom one is on Polygon.
Where's your cheese piece?
This was the cheese I was talking about. It's like a cheese snack. And it's kind of associated unofficially with an NFT project about rats. So, yes, someone bought a lot of them.
Can you press that?
Can I press it?
Press the cheese and see details.
So the details are here on the right.
Okay.
Or I can actually go into the raw metadata and see
where
what
on
it
the
looks
right.
like.
Can you show with the mouse?
Wait, what's that? Like turn it around?
Click the cheese. I want to see where the details appear.
So since we're not in the world, the details are here on the right. Do you mean this?
Have you opened a new tab? Because I'm not able to see anything on screen.
Okay. Yeah, we can splice this part out. I think I am on the wrong tab. You're right.
That is so interesting.
Sorry about that.
All new items you can create, yeah, on the right here.
So you can see it here now. That's why I was saying details on the right. I'm sorry. I thought you could see this page. So yeah, I can move around this little cheese snack. I can transfer it. I can, yeah. We can see other things in the collection. There's a good array
Wow.
of stuff. There's some stuff.
So are these wearables also? So any of them?
Yes. So you can either use them as wearables or as sculpture.
So can you put on a jacket or something and show us?
Oh yeah, we can go in that. Edit costume. So this is going to change. We're going to bring this in the world and it's going to be a lot more intuitive. But right now we can see some of my works in progress. Here we have the box that I was talking about, which I just named box, and it will load the wearables. Mine's a bit slow because I own like hundreds of wearables. But then you can also change the skin color. Here I have it all disabled because I just want to be a box, so I don't want to have a costume skin. But in something like this one, I have blue skin on most of them. To better see the shoes, I disabled the shoes and just put on wearable shoes instead of the avatar shoes. I know that's a bit confusing, but that's to improve so the animation doesn't fly through the shoes. Like sometimes it looks like your feet are coming out of them. So I like to, if I put on the wearable, then I can choose which body parts to disable. Yeah. So that's it. And you can make things bigger, smaller. So the dress is now small, right? I can move this hat to be floating like this. I can spin it. I can put it back down. Yeah. You can have things following you. So here I have like my son. Yeah, I call it my son in his little go-kart. Yeah, so I can move that closer to me. So as I walk around, it will be following me.
Oh, that's also possible. So it'll track you wherever you go.
I can move him further back. Right now, there is a limit, but you could make things pretty far away, or you can make the costume really big. But maybe in the future, it will be more restrictions as we have many more people. Like one time I was at a party in the world with puzzle games, and someone made themselves a huge horse, and it was blocking the game. And I got all these messages like, "Hey, admin, can you come kick this guy out? He's blocking the game. He's a giant horse. I think he's fallen asleep." Like, yeah.
Call the bouncers and throw the people outside the party.
Yeah. And this is where to buy the parcels. If you see, these are on the primary market. This is the current price, but it is ticking down to a lower price over time. And then you can check out, the parcel will load some information. There's the metadata. Here's the preview. It will show the neighboring parcels. This is on Venice Island. And we can teleport right in. Okay, it doesn't change the tab. Nice, nice. So I can start walking around and check out the parcel before I buy. Here's our new real estate turtle. So you could buy right from in the world.
So those are the details of the plot?
Yeah. So the height, if it has a basement, the price. And you can go a little bit outside the bounds. Like if you wanted to put a boat out here on the water, you could do that. Let me see if I can find a gallery. This is a new island, so not much is here yet. Someone's put a Game Boy. This is part of a game that we added island. You can find these letters and you go to the next place in the game following these letters. It's a story about love in Venice.
Wow.
Yeah. So this island is looking still very new, very basic, but you see some builders starting to build out some high level detail here. Nice light baked shadows, nice textures. These are just image files. Little radio. What's clickable? Yeah. So that's how to explore.
Hey, can you show us how to make a building? Like we saw variables right now. So if somebody had to construct, where do they get the bricks from?
Okay. Well, you have to. I'll show you how to make a free place, since that might be where people start. And you can create a new building area and set the settings that you want. I'll make it kind of small. And this is in the middle of the void. So there's no sky, but we might add sky later because I tell people, I told the team it's a little bit nervous for me building in here because it's just so plain white. But yeah, you can see the building tools. You just press build, like hold and drag.
So you're just holding and dragging.
Yeah, holding and dragging just on my mouse. And if I want to delete, I can hold shift and drag, and I made a little window. And then I can add some glass to this window. Let's see. There's some glass. And then I can add, it's like add an image somewhere on the wall. I can upload from my computer. I can select a recent WOMP, which is like a screenshot that I've taken. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to change it to combine. That just makes it the most vibrant here. So we can quickly like scale it up. I can move it. I can move it to this wall. I can add a guest book that people can sign. I would sign it with my wallet would come up on the right here, the MetaMask. Mm-hmm. Or I can look at who signed it. Always no one has yet because we just put it there. You can add a spawn point. So if I want to enter the room and see the window, I would put down this arrow and turn it to face the window. So next time I reload, that's where I will land in. You can choose, you can paint with a color, or you can upload a custom texture. Like I could replace with grass. Let me see if I can find some grass. And I can use my grass below. Okay, so any picture there. Lanterns make the nice lighting and shadow. What else is fun? You can add a YouTube or Twitch video.
Like, actually, you can see the live playing, or is it just a static image?
Yeah, it's the live. I'll just grab one.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it. It's whoop. That is a loud ad. Sorry. I'm going to add Itsy Bitsy Spider because that's the first one that came up for me. Let me put a small audio.
Itsy bitsy spider went up the wall.
So it's working live.
Down came the rain.
Wow. There's so many things you can.
My little preschool here all of a sudden.
Shining bright up all the.
Yeah, and then I can add in just a regular Vox model that I've made in Voxel. Let me pick something. It's a structure.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah.
So how did you make these smaller items?
Those are with Voxel. It's another software. So it's not on Cryptovoxels. Like we don't own this software.
Is that a website? Like, can you create those online, like Cryptovoxels?
You have to download the software, but you can get it on. You see this ftracy GitHub. It's called. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Get it here. Voxel. You can download. This one hasn't been working because it's just a test one, but get the latest version. And it's for Windows, it's for Mac. There's also other ones. Let me see. You can also use a voxelizer online. Like you could take an OBJ file and convert it into voxel format on here.
Wow.
You could do this all from the web. And then there's, what is it called? Voxel with layers. Oops. Software. Forgetting the name. Of course, this one comes up first. Goxel. I think it's the Goxel. Yeah, some people use this because it's a bit easier with layers. They both have layers, but this just is nice if you are trying to swap out parts of a spaceship or something. So some people like to use this one. There are other ones like for the iPad, for VR, which I could maybe find the names for you later. But I would say that this one, all the ones I showed you, are the most popular. Definitely Voxel. It's what most people use.
So they can create these items and sell them as well, right?
Yes, yeah, you can sell them individually. And what was I going to say? Yeah, I learned in about 15 minutes based on some YouTube tutorials for this software. So that's what I would recommend. Just watch a few YouTubes. We're also going to be holding workshops in the world at VoxCon, VoxCon Learning Center. So if you want to learn how to make your first wearables.
Is that a venue in the Cryptovoxel, VoxCon?
Yep, Foxconn it's a new venue we're just building, so I don't want to show it quite yet. But you can also look on our wiki on how to build and how to make a wearable. Here's showing the software. Great. Okay, this is Magic Voxel. You can see what it looks like. You want to change it to 32 by 32 by 32. And you can even drag in images sometimes. It will voxelize it. And you can change the scale, you can color things. Then if you want to kind of try it on, you could place it in a free spaces and walk into it before you mint it. This is a little thing we do right now. Someone found a glitch, how to make glitch wearables. It's like placing one on top of the other. It's called Z fighting, which is usually not wanted, but if you want to make something crazy looking, someone found a way. And yeah, how to make your own collection and start selling things.
So everything is given in detail in the wiki of the Cryptovoxels. As you are seeing the item that has on the free, how many people, how big a building can you build with the free? Can you go to that tab?
Yeah, sure. So going back to spaces,
So you have to create a new one. So every time you log out, how do you save it? Suppose you have created the previous one.
They're saved, so I can teleport back to it. And you can even download the file, and when you buy a parcel, you can upload it into that parcel as long as it's the same size, which you could adjust by duplicating the space and making it to your parcel size. I know it's a bit confusing, but we just added that. So yeah, this is
pretty simple. As you were comparing it to On Cyber, this is also quite intuitive, but you can have the ability to work in 3D here. You can create much more in this, add additional outer links as well.
Yeah. And the custom scripting, I'm not even an engineer, but I can create like a teleport and press generate, and it will show me the code. And all I have to do is just replace this destination. So I would
put
save
the destination of your
of where I want
to
teleport. So now I've teleported, because we're not in the world. I guess I teleported to another spot in the void.
Space.
But it worked. So there is scripting you can play around with, which is also on the wiki of different explanations. Go to.
And how big a building can you make?
I think there might be a change on there. I think it's 24 meters, which is 48 voxel block wide, which is pretty huge. And some of our large
8 floors.
Yeah, it's big. Some people have made a like a whole movie theater with dozens of rooms with their free space. And they can even have a friend portal them in from the real world over to a space. So I would say if you want to build something really big and don't want to annoy your neighbors, you could build in a space and it's free. Someone was making caves, and I thought that was pretty cool. Like you could go down and explore these deep caves. Yeah.
How do you annoy neighbors in the Cryptovoxels metaverse?
What's that?
How do you annoy neighbors?
How to annoy neighbors? Well, as of now, you can still kind of nudge stuff into a little further out. So we have that, so you could place like boats and other decorations, a cat on your front doorstep, whatever. But some people will push the stuff into their neighbor's parcel and they'll say, hey, why is there a random, I don't know, random box here in my parcel. So yeah, if you're crossing over to their boundary, that can be annoying. Or if you have hundreds of animations going, maybe it's creating some lag, some slower frame rate drop. And so that would be annoying. And in these circumstances, what I usually do, if the neighbors cannot resolve it themselves, I'll first encourage them to talk to each other. But if they can't, I will come talk to them and I'll say, hey, can you stop throwing snowballs into your neighbor's place? And can you stop, like, can you maybe make a few less animations? Because not everyone is on your very fast PC. So I try and talk with them and give them time to adjust their building. But we do have very limited admin tools where we could like delete something that's these snowballs outside the bounds or something, that we can step in as moderators and make sure it's still a fun and nice place to be.
So you are the judge, you are the police,
Yeah,
you are the lawmaker.
I am, but I'm very nice. I let people get away with a lot of stuff. So in the future, we will probably have it where people could elect their representatives, and it would take more time to code this. But yeah, we could have something like mayors of a suburb that you could vote and decide, hey, this one neighbor is being so annoying. Like, can we vote them to have to move somewhere? I'm not sure if that's possible. Like, if you buy it, it's your stuff. But yeah.
Is renting possible? Can a landowner rent out the plot?
Yes. So as of very recently, we are working with a third-party renting that we will announce soon, and we're also making our own official one. But you can rent under the table by, let me show you the, sorry, I'm all over the place. We've been talking for a while. Let me go to
So that's another way of making money, right? People can rent out the place.
So if I go to my parcel page, I can choose who's a collaborator on it. So I can add a new address here, or I can make them a co-owner, which will change to admin because they don't actually own it. This is a little misleading. But yeah, a co-owner would be able to add other builders and contributors. So I could charge my friend Purpletariat, I could charge him rent to add him as a contributor, but I don't. I just let him do that for free. That's so he can play his music shows and change the video screen when he wants to, add his music when he's playing live. But yeah, you can charge rent under the table right now, but we're adding more official things so that we can maybe look and help people with their price. Mm-hmm.
Opens the imagination for so many more things, that all the real world things can be done over here.
Yeah.
Can we go to a place where there are people and let us see how you interact with them? Or
sure.
Can you do an audio or is it text? Communication with others.
Do audio. Yeah, I can. There's both. So you can let me go see where someone is and look at the WOMPs.
So they will know the boss is coming and everyone is going to behave now.
The boss. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so we see the chat. You'll see the voice chat here. I have to join in the voice chat. Looks like they left there. You can use emoji. You can type hello, and I can join the voice chat. I hope there's no echo when I'm
Yeah, please join.
Streaming.
Oh,
Oh, hello? Hello?
Hello.
How are you?
Hello, Bitpixi. Hello.
Hi, I'm live streaming on a talk show. And we're exploring.
What's your name?
Bitpixi.
Hello, Bitpixi. I'm Gallery 20.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Gallery.
Okay, we have to go now.
So where was he in the room?
Let's see. I think it's this person, or was it gallery? I think it was gallery 20.
So you can actually talk like telepathically to people anywhere in the room, even if you cannot see them. Is that?
Yes. So that's an improvement we made. It used to be that you had to stand really close to them to hear them. And now we've made it so you can join in the chat room. And if we wanted to do a tour, the audio would sustain. So I could teleport over here, or I could fly over here, and they would still be able to hear me. Oh, it's raining. Nice.
Wow.
It's raining. It rains sometimes now. And we base it on real world rain times. So we are in Miami, and that means it's raining in Miami, Florida a little bit. Oh, it cleared up. Wipe this back.
That is amazing. Trying to I mean, you have done it with real world seasons. So like spring and fall and rain, you can experience that within the voxels.
They're asking me if I know about the scavenger hunt. I don't know everything just because this is a very beautiful build. We have nice windows.
Are those NFTs on the wall?
Let's see. Looks like just images. The NFT I would usually... Is this person hiding in the coins? Are they looking for something in here? I think that's what's going on.
Maybe just a quiet time by themselves.
Books. Try and see if there's an NFT in here to click on. Emoting. Whoa. Hello.
And if you're on a land, can you know who's the owner?
Yes. So what you do is you click on the name of the place, and you will see a link to the owner's profile. It will show their profile on Cryptovoxels, all the stuff they own, the places they own, when they last log on, if they add it, there's the socials, and we can go back. So that's the owner of this movie theater. And I love this movie theater. I've been here last night.
Do they have show timings and premieres?
Yeah, and they actually have the trailer you can watch that just pops up. And you can buy the tickets. They might be partnering with a real food company so the food can come to your real house.
Wow.
They mentioned something about that. And then you can buy tickets to see the movies. It's 18matic for this one. Tokenomics for movies.
So actual producer of the short films or movies are played here, or can you stream from Netflix or other places like that?
Oh wait, I wasn't showing the right screen. So not Netflix right now. I would have to talk with that company and get some kind of partnership or integration in order to do that. But you can upload your own video. You can live stream from YouTube. You can live stream from Twitch. You can set the start and end time now, which was just happening this week from one of our developers. Now let me share. This was the page. I was trying to share. This company's website has popped up. Do you see the ticket now?
Yes.
Yeah, this is how you purchase the ticket for the screenings in the Metaverse. And they share more about their work. So yeah, that is pretty wild.
Have you had a wedding? Metaverse wedding?
Metaverse wedding. Yes, I think there were 2 weddings that I know of in Cryptovoxels. Yeah. And there was also, I know it's not a happy of a subject, but one of the parties was actually happy because it was a famous builder that he had passed away from cancer, but then the next day was his birthday. So they threw a big birthday party for him and showed all of his artwork and all of his voxels and had the live DJs and it was packed. There were hundreds of people, music going. So yeah, there's weddings, funerals, anything you can do in the real world is in here as well, because it's a way for the community and friends to come together, even if they can't drive or fly somewhere, which I think will be great for certain events.
Wow, this is amazing. I mean, I'm already excited for creating, joining, and I'm sure all the viewers are excited now to hop on this and explore the possibilities. So,
Yeah.
Bitpixi, thank you so much for your time. What words would you like to conclude with?
What was that?
What words would you like to conclude with? Anything?
Oh, okay. I would just encourage people to experiment with different metaverses, try ours, and it will be continuously improving this year. Just think about what story that you're trying to tell, or what kind of places you would like to bring into this world, or to share. We saw different cultures. We saw little games. We saw like space rockets. So anything you can imagine, you can build. Mm-hmm.
You can have your next birthday party there. You can have your New Year.
Valentine's party we had, anything you can imagine.
It is what I've seen is it's easy to build, very user friendly. Imagination, what you can imagine, you can pretty much do everything there. Create those variables or those items, those lands, go beyond gravity and create things. You can fly around, you can watch movies, parties. This was an incredible journey. There's one question which I had about rewards. Does Cryptovoxel reward people who are there, or are there any kind of reward systems?
Well, with the guest book, if you sign people's guest book, it's usually the creator and builders who live in there who reward others. Like it started with guest book that they would like send the free wearable for someone who visited. But we are now hosting some official events. Like we had a contest recently, or game on Venice Island, and if you submitted, it was about love. So if you submitted a love poem, you would get an upgrade to the wearable reward you would receive. Or if you tested our new token gated experience feature, you were rewarded with like a space helmet wearable that was directly from the team. So those are more just official, I guess. So yeah, wearables we like to do. We have at times, very rarely, done some contests where you could win a parcel. So sometimes there's a building contest. Maybe we'll do more of those in the future because not everyone can afford an in-world parcel. So we want to make it easier, more renting ways coming up, or contests. Yeah. So
that is
yeah, thanks.
that is pretty exciting. And do you have any plans for coins and those kind of things?
So we're still researching that. The reason I made the scarcity voting and being able to change things, or like vote to change the road color, for example. We thought we could release like a real coin to do those kinds of utility, but we learned that it was not that easy. We would need to code in the ability for someone to change the road themselves as like an admin representative, which will take us more time. And we don't just want it to be a one-to-one land on who would get like a token airdrop, because there's a lot more participants than just landowners. There's people who are chatting all the time in the Discord and visiting parties, but they don't own a land. So there should be some way to track that a little bit and to reward that, or maybe people who submit to the public asset library, like who open source their work, their scripts and their Vox models. I think work like that should be rewarded. Since we don't have a token lately, I've just been contracting some people I know to build things or make a tutorial, and we've just been paying them in crypto hourly. So yeah, there's also the possibility to work for the company on small things. Yeah, and I think we've been paying in USDT, which is a stable coin based on USD, which has been easiest for the accounting right now. Because that's another thing we're looking into, is just all making sure everything's legal and right. And yeah, so it would be a bit more time before a real token. But if you just keep trying things and experience in the world, possibly there might be future airdrop.
So I think this is a good time to join in, to participate along in creating things, imagining things, and seeing how it unfolds. People listening will also be rewarded if by the company, as she mentioned, and you can rent it out. There are sources of making money, renting out land. Like if you think in long term, there are many direct rewards to earn like that. But there are also fun rewards like wearables and items that you can get from the landowners and from the parties, from the contests. So there is something to do at every step, in short term and long term. So much to explore, and I'm just excited to bring along friends and trying that out. So thank you so much once again for doing this and coming on the Rocklaz radio today. And I really like the heart which you have drawn on your cheek.
Yeah, that's kind of a TikTok e-girl look. It's just a drawn heart with the eyeliner. I try and act younger than I actually am in my 30s. Yeah, thanks.
So best wishes to your son. I'm looking forward to see how he grows with a mom, with a boss lady as a mom in Metaverse.
Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Thanks for tuning in. Connect with me on Twitter and Instagram to get updates on the new shows and to participate on live recordings. All links are mentioned in the show notes. We will be back next week with another fantastic episode.